Good afternoon, students. In continuation with our essay writing basic preparations and discussions we were doing so far, today we are going to look at essay writing actually part 5. Essay writing part 5, where we are going to describe in part 4. We started discussing about various types of essays. The last class I told you about narrative essay. I told you the various types like narrative essay, descriptive essay, argumentative essay, story writing, all that. In the last class we saw about this narrative essay, and in today's class we are going to see about descriptive essay. What is a descriptive essay basically? It is describing a person, place, a thing, an event, something like that. Sometimes maybe a trip. It comes in the category of events. So a trip that you went and all that. So that is what is basically when we talk about descriptive essay. Okay, a description of a person, place, thing, event, and so on. Now, when we sit to write, the first confusion that we come across regarding this, since it is a descriptive essay, where to begin, how to begin, okay, what to talk about is the issue that comes. So, this concept actually depends on the question. Every question, depending upon whether it is about a person, place, or an event and things like that, this has got variations. Now, actually, this confusion you need not worry about. Okay, you need not worry about it. And describe when you talk about, suppose the topic is to describe about a marketplace. Then how to begin? The old-fashioned, maybe my mother told me to go to the market, or we friends or classmates or our children from our neighborhood decided to go to market and things like that. This traditional way of doing is actually not necessary. You can directly start with, okay, we live in a place and it is, through that place, a national highway goes or a state highway goes, and from our house quite far, like this, about 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers, there is a big marketplace. You can straight away start discussing about the market. As I have written here, we should begin directly on the actual situation. Okay, you can definitely have to mention the market name and the marketplace and all that, and then you can start describing about it is like I have mentioned here. We can use some comparison. Suppose it's in a big large ground, then you can say it is so large a ground as about 10 or 12 football fields together, how much it comes together, so big a land, an area. Okay, or something like, to tell you an example, to smile you can say as the sun shines. Okay, or talking about a fat person who moves around like the duck moves. Okay, like this and all certain comparisons you can make. But anyway, straight away you can start writing, getting into the concept, getting into the topic, and start writing and explaining about it. That is what we now to think about when we talk about a descriptive essay, how to begin. You need not, like someone says, you write, no, my mother told me, or we were in need, suddenly some guest came, so we were in some need of some things, I went to the market to buy, then only I noticed all this. No, since it is given, you can straight away, as I told you, you can say how far is it from your place or from your house, and what's the name of that place, what's the name of this market, how big it is, okay, how often this market is held, and people from which all locations, how far distances do they come, okay, and is there anything special about that particular market. For example, I hear there are certain markets where it is a speciality is that sometimes animals, domestic animals are sold. Sometimes what you call pet animals and lovebirds are specially sold in that place. Sorry, sometimes it is meant for industrially made items, metal items and things like that. So such descriptions or that you can think of giving when you write. Is that clear to you? And as I tell you, if you have got any difficulty after going through the video, you can contact me. I'll explain you in detail what is it. Now I'm going to give you a brief example about a highway robbery. One topic. Suppose write a description about a highway robbery, or write a composition on a highway robbery. Suppose this is what is the question comes. What will you write? Okay. Now you have to write an essay. Always you should keep in mind the number of words that you are supposed to write. If you are higher class students, then as I told you earlier, 300 to 350 words you have to write. So accordingly you have to imagine in your mind before you start writing what actually is to be written. Only then as you write you will have the material to write, so that your length of the essay will be fulfilled or completed. So how can you think of Ranji, and imagine that there is a highway. I do not know actually if it is there. Imagine that there is one of the national highways that goes connecting Ranchi and Patna. Okay, two headquarters of two different states. And imagine that a particular truck, let's say a petrol tanker, was going from, it was coming from somewhere from an oil refinery with petrol or diesel, going to a bunk somewhere near Patna, and it has to pass through Ranchi, and it was going. So let's say about a town a few kilometers away from Ranchi, let's say Bijupara. Now as it was nearing to Bijupara, okay, what happened? Two people who came on motorbike gets into the truck and asks the driver to drive the truck in a particular situation. Now you can give a description about these two people. They were on a bike, well built, like these toads, no, that frogs from the mud, fat ones like that, or as I was telling you, what do you call, any fat object you can think. So strongly built fat people. Okay, their faces are covered, okay, with helmet and other mask and things like that. It is covered. We cannot understand who they are. Both of them, they were driving a two-wheeler, came in front of this truck, and suddenly they stopped and they said, showed the hand and stopped the vehicle, got inside and asked the driver to drive the vehicle in a particular location and direction. And you can describe the scene inside the cabin of the truck, where driver trying to resist and the cleaner is there. They are saying no to it and some arguments takes place, but anyway forcefully, or these people not driving, they push aside the driver and cleaner, keep them somewhere inside the cabin itself, and then they drive the truck. After some time from the main road, it gets into a pocket road inside in a forest area. Okay, there they kill these two people who were already in the truck, the driver and the cleaner, and you can explain all those situation, okay, how there was a lot of argument and there was a lot of fight, okay, and then finally when both the people knew that both are not going to give up, these people, the robbers who came in, because they came prepared, they have their tools or implements or knife or sword or some things with them, okay, they take out their sword or big knife and cut these people at their neck and kill them and throw the bodies out into the wilderness in the wild forest area there. and then they tried to take the truck away filled with diesel or petrol. As they were reversing and coming out onto the main road, a police patrol team, they happened to see this, developing some suspicion. They did not see all these incidents, that these two people stopping the vehicle, taking it inside and killing and all that. Police patrol team, they did not know, but they were worried when this particular truck trailer, the tanker, was coming out onto the main road from a pocket road which is not normally used, and it is in the middle of a forest. So under suspicion, they stopped the vehicle. They questioned the two people inside, these robbers, okay, and on questioning, if you want to stop your story there, if your length of the essay you have achieved, then you can say, while interrogating, they admitted the crime, they accepted the fact that they are robbers, and they admitted that they were doing it for some underground dons or group leaders for whom money was needed. So they were planning to sell this petrol to some non-petrol bunks and take the money and give it to their boss or whatever it is. So they admitted this crime. They said that they have killed the people, and all the details was furnished, and they were arrested. And through inquiry, or during the inquiry, one after the other, when they revealed the truth, they contacted other people who were involved in the crime. They were all arrested, and a big highway robbers team was thrashed. I mean, they were caught, they were all jailed, and they are facing the case in the court now. So you can stop there, or if you want, your imagination runs, you can still extend it for some more, extending your story and make it. Okay, this is an example I can give you. In the next class, or when we have to write a descriptive essay next, I will give you another topic, and when I discuss, you will get to know more about its details. I hope that will be all right for the time being. Okay, please try to listen to this video, watch it properly, and see what are the points, and try to understand how an essay of this type is written. Thank you. That's all, my dear children. Bye.